Top 5 best stories told by TED speakers. And see if you can figure out the one ingredient they all have in common. It's an ingredient you can use to tell much more powerful stories moving forward. Number 5. Jia Zheng. Jia tells a story of when he was a child in China and the teacher comes up with an idea that everyone should give each other compliments and then get presents. But then something happens.
And then there were 20 people left, and 10 people left, and 5 left, and 3 left. I was one of them. And the compliments stopped.
Number 4. Daniel Levitin. Daniel opens his talk with a story of how he had to break into his own house, and then something else happens.
It wasn't until I got to the airport check-in counter that I realized I didn't have my passport.
Number 3. Susan Cain. Susan gives a wildly popular talk on being an introvert. It's one of the most viewed TED Talks of all time. And she tells a story of how she was going to go to summer camp and she thought it was going to be a bunch of girls reading books together like she did with her family. But then something else happens.
The counselor came up to me with a concerned expression on her face and she repeated the point about camp spirit and said we should all really work very hard to be outgoing.
Wait a minute, you love learning from the best TED Talks? Well, I love teaching about that. So be sure to follow. Number 2, Shawn Achor. Shawn tells a wonderfully funny story about playing on the bunk beds with his sister when they were little kids. Then she falls off the bunk bed and lands on all fours, and he does this.
I said, Amy, wait, don't cry, don't cry. Did you see how you landed? No human lands on all fours like that. Amy, I think this means you're a unicorn.
And the number 1 best story, told by Ken Robinson. Ken has the most popular TED Talk of all time. It's on how schools are killing creativity. He tells a story about how Gillian Lynn, a choreographer, he talks about how when she was a child, she was really hopeless. She was constantly disrupting class. Her mom takes her to a specialist and he says this.
But as they went out the room, he turned on the radio that was sitting on his desk. And when they got out the room, he said to her mother, just stand and watch her. And the minute they left the room, she said she was on her feet, moving to the music. And they watched for a few minutes, and he turned to her mother, and he said, you know, Mrs. Lynn, Gillian isn't sick. She's a dancer. Take her to a dance school.
But then look what happens when he finishes the story.
Found her own company, the Gillian Lynn Dance Company, met Andrew Lloyd Webber. She's been responsible for some of the most successful musical theatre productions in history. She's given pleasure to millions, and she's a multi-millionaire. Somebody else might have put her on medication and told her to calm down. Now, I think...
The story is so powerful that they not only break out into applause, but it's been a staple of the TED world for nearly 20 years. But what is the one ingredient in this and all of the other talks? It's that they all feature a moment of the unexpected. The value of a story you tell, whether it's on stage, in a book, or somewhere else, is based on how well you incorporate the unexpected. Agree? Disagree? Know a different story that I didn't include on here? I welcome hearing what you have to say.